Good morning and welcome to Morning Maths Day 7 now. We're on Day 7, so get your pencil ready, get your paper or book ready. And let's get started on Day 7. So first of all, we've got the value of the 2 in 432. What's the value of the 2 in 432? And this takes up a lot of room here, but I've got a picture of 432. 1, 2, 3, 4 hundreds. 1, 2, 3 tens and 1, 2, 2 ones. That's why it's 4 hundreds, 3 tens and 2 ones or units. So as I said, 4 hundreds, 3 tens and 2 units. What's the value of the 2? Well, that is in the units column. It is 2 units. So the answer to question 1, we're going to write this down, is 2 units. U-N-I-T-S. 2 units, which is 2. So that's question 1. Let's get that copied down. And we'll be moving on to question 2 very soon. So make sure you keep up. 2 units, 2. And we're on to question 2. Okay, don't need these as much now. I'm going to create myself some room by moving those 432 up there. And question 2, we are doing 8 plus 2. So we're doing addition. 8, and we're going to add 2. So it's going to get bigger because plus normally makes things bigger. 8 plus 2. So here's my number line. Go to 8, starting on 8, but we don't count 8. We go 1, 2. So I didn't start counting until I got to the next one. So I went up 1, 2, and it was 10. We're on 10 now. 8 plus 2 equals 10. That's question 2. Now time for question 3. Keep up with question 2, please, if you're a bit behind. I'll keep question 3 on the same page. So question 3 is 7 take away 4. 7 take away 4. So I'll go to 7. Take away means you take things away, of course. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to go this way on the number line. 7 take away 4. 7. That's where we start. We take away 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're down to 3. Because 7 take away 4 equals 3. One of the best things you can ever do in maths is get really good at this counting up and down on a ruler. Get really fast. If you're really good at it already, just get faster and faster. In the end, you won't need a ruler. You'll be able to just do it in your head instantly. That's the aim. But just keep increasing your speed and accuracy. Let's move on to question 4. Question 4 is times. It is 6 times 2. 6 times 2. So you've got 6 of something and you've got that 2 times. So I'm going to draw my 6 of something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6 of those blue dots. Let's see if I can grab those. No, no such luck. Try again. Yay. So I don't have my 6 just once. I've got it 2 times. That's why it says times 2. 2 times times 2. So I've got 6 of them, but I've got it 2 times. There it is. Instead of just having it once, I've got it twice. That's what 6 times 2 is. Then we can count how many we've got all together. That pen's a bit big now, isn't it? 6 times 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or of course you could sing your times table songs. You could sing your 2 6 times. It's 2, it's 4, it's 6, and it's 8, and it's 10, it's 12. Definitely 12. So I get that written down, and we're on to question 5, which I'll do over here. So if you're still copying 4, you can quickly catch up and get on to number 5. Question 5 is 10 divided by 2. That's when you have 10 of something and you share it out between two people usually. So let's get some purple dots. These are small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's share those out between 2. So one group can be over here, one group can be over here. This group's now got 2, so this group needs to have 2. This group gets 3, so this group's got to have 3. This group's on 4, this group's got to have 4. Just make it fair, sharing the 10 between 2, and you see now that each group has that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you share 10 between 2, the answer will be 5. Each group will have 5. It's a big pen. Sorry about how slow I am, a little bit out of practice when I'm making this video. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. That's the answer to question 5. And we're on to the year 4 level work. Some year 3s might be continuing. I'm going to move this down now for the faster people. I'm going to take these off to give me more space. Move this over here. In fact, I'll take this off because I know sometimes I'm too slow at taking things off for people. So question 6, year 4 level work. What's the value of the 7 in 4,247? Put the hats on quickly, but the first hat tells us what it is. It's 7 units. Remember your hats, tens, hundreds and thousands. 7 units, so I'll write 7 units. You could also write 7 ones, couldn't you? Because ones are the same as units. 7 units, just 7. That's question 6. Make sure you're keeping up, year 4s or year 3s if you're still going, or year 5s if you're warming up. We're on addition now. Question 7 is addition. 632 plus 181. Just let you get that copied down. Make sure you line it up properly. Make sure you line it up down the right. Should be straight down the right like that. It's not that straight. Straight down the right. Then I'll start adding up from the units column. Units, tens, hundreds. Units, 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 8, that is 11. You can do this on your number line if you want, of course. 6 plus 1 is going to be 8. 813 is our answer to question 7. So catch up with that if you need to. And I'll be moving on to question 8 just as soon as I rub this one out. Make sure you're caught up. Here it goes. Question 8. This is a takeaway. It's 347, take away 23. 347, take away 23. 347 take away 23. So we're going down. Minus makes things smaller. Take away makes things smaller because you take things away. So the answer is going to be smaller than what we started with, which was 347. So we should get something smaller than 347. So 7 take away 3. 7 take away 1, 2, 3. Makes us go down to 4. 4 take away 2. I'll do that in a different colour. 4 take away 1, 2 is 2. And 3 take away nothing. Don't forget this 3 because it's very important. It's worth 300, isn't it? If the hats are on, don't forget the 300. It's 324. So we had 347. We took something away. We've only got 324 because minus makes things smaller. Remember that? And we're moving on to question 9. Multiplication. So year 4, I'm doing the grid method that you used in year 3. To do 52 multiplied by 4. So let's get this grid method on. So the 52 becomes 50 and 2 because that's what it's made up of, 50 and 2. 52, multiplying it by 4. So first we're going to multiply 50 by 4 and put it in this box here. I'm going to do that by doing 4 times 5. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. That is 20. 4 times 5 made 20 and it made its own 0 in the 20. We've still got to place this extra 0 here because 4 times 50 is 200, not just 20. And then the other box is pretty easy. 4 times 2, or the other space, 4 times 2 is 8. 4, 8. We've got 208. Guess what that's going to add up to? 200 plus 8. You don't even need the column method to do this, do you? It's 208. So the answer to question 9 equals 208. 52 multiplied by 4. 52, you could write 52 times 4. 52 times 4 is 208. Some of you could probably do that one in your head. That's quite advanced in year 4. But multiplying 50 by 4 is 200. Multiplying 2 by 4 is 8. 208. Let's get on to question 10. 80 divided by 2. So we could share 80 out into 2 groups, or we could use the bus stop, which you just saw possibly at the end of year 3. If you watch the morning maths videos, or if you're in school, depending on what year this is. This is the bus stop for 80 divided by 2. It's how we share 80 between 2. So we say how many 2s will fit into 8? 8 tens, but how many 2s fit into 8? 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm counting on my fingers as I count in 2s to get into 8. So going 2, 4, 6, 8, counting on my fingers, and my fingers say 4. How many 2s will fit into 0? It's 0. So the answer is 40, because 80 divided by 2, or 80 shared between 2, equals 40. And that's our answer. And we're moving on to Year 5 level work. Question 11 for Year 5. What's the value of the 7 in, now we have 7-digit numbers here. What's the value of the 7 in 4,275,137? I know at the start of the year, Year 5 are learning how to say these huge numbers. The commas can help with that. I'm going to put the commas in that were there in the question. So if you go to the end, the small part of the number, the smallest column is this 7 units. The first comma that you get to, which is that one, is the thousands comma. The next comma you get to is the millions comma. Basically, when you get to those commas, you say a word. So this is how you say the number. You say 4 million. When you get to that comma, you say million. You say 275,137. So you say the number in little groups, and the commas is when you say a word. 4,275,137. So as long as you can say 3-digit numbers like 275, you can actually say the biggest numbers that you ever need to say, because you never have to really say more than 3 digits at once. 4,275,137. And mostly the commas you'll come across will be the thousands comma and the millions comma. If there was another one, a much bigger number, it'd be the billions comma. But usually you're only going to come across the thousands comma and a millions comma. Anyway, that's how we say it. What do they want? They want the 7. Right, what column's that in? This is the trickiest column, I think. Units, tens, hundreds, and thousands. Some people miss out that the next one is tens of thousands. And tens of thousands doesn't exactly sound like what it is. That's TTH, sorry it's a bit messy. Tens of thousands. So 7 10,000s is what that's worth. 7 10,000s. And often when people write that as in digits, which I'm going to show you now, 7 10,000s, they get the wrong number of digits. But the easiest way to do it is copy the 7 underneath and place zeros to the end of the number. And you'll see that 7 10,000s is 70,000. Okay? So there's 2 answers to this really that are both correct. 7 10,000s is correct, and the digits answer 70,000 is correct. Quite a tricky one, I think, especially if you're at the start of Year 5. Let's move on to question 12. Usually we come to plus now, don't we? And it says more than. That is another name for plus. 6,387 more than 2,187. They both got 87 at the end. Plus makes things bigger, so the answer should be bigger than the number we started with. Just checking that I've copied everything down right. Check you've copied everything down right. If you copy things down wrong, you can't get them right, can you? 7 plus 7, that's 14. 8 plus 8, that's 16. Plus 1 is 17. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8,574 is our answer. 8,574. Just check over it, because I know I make mistakes. That's why I check, so that I hopefully catch the mistakes if I make them. And we go on to question 13. Question 13. 2,483 minus, take away, 1,721. So this top number, 2,483, is going to get smaller because we're going to take something away from it. The first bit's quite easy because 3 take away 1, that's just 2. 8 take away 2. You can do these on a number line if you need to, can't you? 8 take away 1, 2 is 6. 4 take away 7 though, you can't do. If you went to 4 and you tried to take away 7, well, there's nothing here. I know some of you would say minus numbers, but we don't use minus numbers when we're doing column methods. So 4 take away 7, what we say in column method is we can't do it. The 4 needs some help from next door. 2 goes down to a 1, 2,000 goes down to 1,000. If that 1,000 comes over here, it becomes 10 hundreds, so we have 14 hundreds take away 7 hundreds. 14 take away 7, we say, which is 7. 1 take away 1 is 0. You could put the 0, but you don't have to. So our answer is 762 for question 13. Let's go on to question 14. Multiplication. So most year 5s, you saw a lot of the standard method in year 4. So I do this with standard method. Sometimes I do it with grid method as well, because we all have our preference. So 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 2 is 23. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. I'm actually going to do the grid method as well, because, see if I can grab this and make it smaller. I pretty much can. Only the sign didn't come with me. There we go. I'm going to use grid method as a way of checking. Just makes a change from just checking over what I've done. I'll do the grid method as a check. 3,000, I'm going to have to squeeze mine because I don't have space to fit it all in. 3,579, 70 and 9. So in the grid method you partition all along the top line, if you've forgotten how to do that, and then you multiply by 3, so 3 can go here. So we do a lot of what I call times tables in disguise now, times tables in disguise. 3 times 3 is 9, place 3 zeros. I quite like doing this. 3 times 5 is 15, and place 2 zeros. It's not too hard when you get used to it. 3 times 7 is 21, place 1 0. You always place the zeros from the question, just like times tables in disguise. And 3 times 9, 9, 18, 27, that's 27. Right, we have 4 answers in blue there. We'll have to add those up. And it should come to this. If this was right, it should come to this. So, I haven't got a lot of space. I'll add them up here. I have to use this half square. 9,000 plus 1,500 plus 210. Remember, line it up down the right. There's no decimals here, so it all lines up down the right. Let's see if we get the same. So we get 7 at the end, then we get a 3. The addition's often very easy after the grid method. 5 and 2 is 7, 9 and 1 is 10. 10,737. I've got that in both answers, so I'm happy that's correct. It takes a while, but let's move on to question 15. Question 15 will be quicker, because the bus stop is quite a quick method, really. And I'm going to use the bus stop for this, which you learned in year 4, many of you, some of you in year 3. 3,729 divided by 3. 3 into 3 is 1. How many 3s fit in 7? 3, 6. I can fit 2 in, they took up 6, but that says 7, so there's 1 I didn't use. How many 3s in 12? 3, 6, 9, 12. Counted on my finger said 4. I know you can't see me counting on my fingers, but I am. How many 3s fit into 9? 3, 6, 9. I counted on my finger said 3. 1,243. Just check over that while you're copying it down, if you're working with me. And we're on the year 6 level questions. So year 6 might be doing this. Year 5 might be pushing on into the year 6 work, maybe even some year 4s. So I'll go quick on year 6. Value of the 7 in 2, we've got decimals here, 0.547. What's the value of that 7? It's obviously not 7 units, because units comes before the decimal point. Then you get tenths. Some teachers write this as with a little t. Then you get hundredths. Sorry, I'm not very neat today. Tenths, hundredths. I'm a bit out of practice writing with the mouse, because I'm making this video after the summer holidays, believe it or not, first day back. So, no, you wouldn't think that, because that's not when you're doing it. But this is when I made it, so a little bit rusty with my mouse. So it's in the thousandths column. So that's 7. That's what they want, isn't it? Yep, 7. It's in the thousandths column. So it's worth 7 thousandths. Now these are really tiny. It's like you got something, smashed it into 1,000 pieces, and you've only got 7 of those pieces. They're really tiny. 7 thousandths. As a fraction, that's 7 over 1,000. So there's our answer, 7 thousandths. 7 thousandths or 7 over 1,000, or even if you wanted a decimal, it's 0.007. And on to question 17. We've got a bit of plus, decimal plus, so just be careful with your lining up. 59.24. As soon as I get to that point, I'm thinking line up the decimal point. Line up the decimal point straight down like that. 59.24. We're going to add 3.71 like this. 4 plus 1 is 5. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. 5 and 1 is 6. 62.95. That's question 17. Not question 7, question 17. That doesn't even look like it now, does it? There we go. Question 17. And now we're on question 18. 9.27 take away 1.83. Seven take away 3, 4. 2 take away 8 we can't do. Get some help from the 9. Goes down to an 8. 12 take away 8 is 4. 8 take away 1 is 7. So 9 and a bit take away 1 and a bit. I would have thought it'd be 8 and a bit, but it's actually 7 and a bit. But that's because of the borrowing that went on here, or the taking that went on here. 7.44. So let's go to question 19. Quite a big multiplication here. I'm going to use the standard method. When multiplication gets really big, you can use the grid method still. It will work. I find it a lot quicker to use the standard method when the numbers are getting really quite big, but you don't have to. Do whatever makes you get it right. 4 times 9, 19, 27, 36, that is. 4 times 7, 28, plus 3 is 31. 4 times 8, 32, plus 5, 35. 4 times 2, 8, that's a 3. I'm struggling to write that properly. But 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 131,516. I'm just going to be checking over that while you're copying it down if you need to. Okay, 131,516. Let's go on to question 20. $21.85 divided by 5. Now multiplication takes so long, but I like the bus start. I really start to like it because it seems to be so much quicker. How many 5's in 2? 0. 5's too big to get into 2. How many 5's in 21? 5, 10, 15, 20. 4, but we only use 20, so 1 is a remainder. How many 5's in 18? 5, 10, 15. 3 fit into 15. Remainder 3 this time, which I'll squeeze in here. That's a 3. How many 5's in 35? It's 7. 4.37. And we're all done. So in about 5 seconds, I'll put the answers on. 4.37 is right. Hopefully the rest of it is right. If not, I'll be deleting this video and redoing it. But you can pause the video here now, or the teachers can put you onto this page so you can check your answers, see how you did. Make sure you're aiming for accuracy, which is getting everything right. So work with me or the teacher to get everything right if you need to. If you're going off on your own, you should be getting everything right. You should only really be going off on your own if you know how to get everything right. If you're getting everything right every day, it's all about speed. How fast are you? Can you get everything right faster than anyone else in the class if you're that good? Right, thanks for listening. I'll see you again next time.